With this store, with this main store I have, it is like around half a million revenue a month in euros. Don't listen to your parents, don't listen to your friends, don't listen to anyone. Everyone wants that. And the reason why most people are not doing that is because of different issues they have with themselves. And I just don't
Hmm.
have these issues, or I have less of these issues because I fixed them and I continue to fix them. You can cut it out if you don't want to have it on the show, but I
No,
would
no,
just say
I won't
I
cut
would
it. I
just
won't
say
cut it because I want to keep it very natural. Okay, and this interview is not scripted.
for me it's not much, and I continue to reinvest a lot because I want to make more.
Okay, we do have difficulties with the inflation, but I still say, as compared to the European and American countries, the cost of living in the countries like India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, that is pretty less. Hello, dear fellas. This is Pad Coker. Welcome to Side Hustle. Today, I have another entrepreneur with me. His name is Rustam. He is from Hungary and he does e-commerce business. So, everybody, please welcome Rustam. Rustam, how are you?
Hello friends, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
That's all my pleasure. So, Rustam, tell us about yourself. Where you are from, what you've been doing, how it all started, and where you are now.
Okay. So let's start with how I started doing business.
Right.
I started doing business already when I was very young. My father forced me to sell stuff that he put on the internet. He
Right.
People came to buy that stuff, and he asked me, go out and sell it to them. I want you to
And what
sell it.
was that product? What was that first product that you sold?
Was different. In the beginning, he sold computers. When we came to
Hmm.
Austria, he
Okay.
bought computers, made complete sets out of them, like with monitor and so on and so forth. So if somebody wants a complete set of with computer monitor and everything, he can buy it from him. And
Right.
that's how it started. He started doing this. He also sold other stuff, and so, for example, bicycles, and later he sold cars. And I saw all of that, and he also forced me to make phone calls, call people to
Right.
sell for him. So that's how I learned basically doing these things.
From from the very young age you started all that stuff. What was your age at that time?
I mean, yeah, when he asked me to do things, I was probably 8, 9. Like he said,
Eight,
call
nine.
this person.
And
Yeah.
and you had all that knowledge of computers at the age of 8?
Yeah, we might say so because I saw how he did everything, and he also let me basically participate.
Right. Great. So what after that? You pursued your education, or you just stuck yourself to business for a longer time? What did you do after that?
Yeah, I was going to school, and I was
Right.
not good at school because I didn't like school. I didn't know that why I'm going to school. So I was
Like
just,
most of the entrepreneurs.
yeah, and nobody ever explained me why I'm actually going to school. I didn't understand it. So then I was wasting a lot of time when I was younger, and when I was around 18, 19 years old, I wanted to become self-employed and a
Right.
businessman, basically. I didn't
Hmm.
want it to work for anyone else. It never suited me. When I was working for other people, I always felt kind of frustrated. I don't know why, but I didn't like authorities. So that's how I ended up wanting to be a businessman and work for myself. So I started by doing what I learned from basically my father, doing buying, selling stuff, and I started to buy bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
I had some experience, like I already said, but it's not like I knew how the whole process works by myself. So I just said, okay, I might not know how it works, but I will just get started and I will learn practice basically, even if I lose
That is
money
the
in the
exact
beginning.
way. That is the exact way to start a business. You see, people always seek perfection while doing any sort of stuff. I need to get all the resources and I need to do so and so trainings. And when I am prepared, I will get into that. I personally feel that even if you are prepared with even if you are equipped with knowledge, still you are going to face so many obstacles in your way while reaching to that optimum point when you feel that this is the thing that I always needed to do and I need to continue this business for whole of my life. So as I see, we should always motivate kids from the very young age to become an entrepreneur like your father did. This is what we always lack in the current culture, uh, that we are always motivating our children to do any sort of job. But did you see anybody struggling during job? The reason that you associated so much pain with employment, or it was just a very natural instinct within you that you always wanted to pursue the road of entrepreneurship?
I don't consider myself as a normal person, so I think for me it's kind of very struggling to have authorities. I'm a very disagreeable
Right,
person, especially
right.
when I was younger and I was less experienced and had less skills and didn't know how to control this, you might say, temperament that I have,
Hmm.
as good as
Hmm.
I am now. Especially at that time, I
Okay.
struggled with it, so
Uh,
I couldn't stand when somebody yells at me, and I was always I was never very anxious about my like career. I see people are always very scared to lose the job. I really didn't care that much. I just knew, okay, I will just get myself another job, or I will make money a different way by doing business, for example. So I was never very concerned, and yeah, I think people are just way too concerned, especially in the West. I mean, okay, I understand if somebody in a country where if you lose your job, you have no food, it's different.
mm,
But if
mm,
somebody loses his job in a Western country, I mean, he can survive, start a business,
mm.
get another job,
Right,
get other jobs.
right.
So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I would say that you guys are pretty lucky that you were born in the countries where you guys have opportunities. People have been struggling too much in the third world countries. So, with that context, you already told me that you moved from Chechnya to Hungary, right? So, was that for pursuing your business, or was there any other reason for
Yeah, I mean, I moved from basically Chechnya. I was living in different countries like Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and then we
that?
decided to move to Europe as refugees.
Right,
When I was 7, we went to
right,
Poland, Czech,
right.
means basically illegally as illegal immigrants. We came to Austria,
Mm,
and then we lived in Austria. I lived in Austria for like until recently, and then I decided to come to Hungary because of tax reasons. So,
mm,
and because like I like the politics here more, and I like the people, the society more as well in Hungary. But what was your question? You asked something about business.
yeah, I was just asking you the reason that why did you move from here to there. So is it easier in Hungary to do any business?
I'm not sure if it's easier. I think actually it's harder if you don't speak the language. I don't speak the language here, so it's harder for me. I don't
Okay.
understand what they are talking about, and especially the
What
whole
do they
tax
speak in
documents.
Hungary? Uh, do they speak Dutch? What is the language that they speak in
In Hungary, they speak Hungarian.
Hungarian? So
That's
that is
a
not
very unique
similar to
language.
English or Spanish. Is it totally different
It's completely
language?
different.
Completely different. Then how do you survive?
They speak English, and I have a lawyer, I have an accountant. So if you have money, you can survive, and especially with ChatGPT as well. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ChatGPT, the translators, Google Translator. So it's all possible. It's just takes more effort to do stuff. If you want to buy something online, it takes twice or three times as much than if you are in a country where you understand the language. But over time,
Right.
you get used to it and you have your routines. So you know how to do this stuff. And why I came here, I mean, it's not much easier to do business, but the taxes are lower here. So I came especially because of taxes. The taxes in Hungary are the lowest in all of Europe when it comes to corporate
Okay.
tax. It's the lowest tax
How?
country in Europe.
What is the percentage of tax in Hungary?
The
1%, 2%?
corporate
How much?
corporate tax is 9%, and
Okay.
person income tax is 15%. But only if you actually pay yourself money out of the company, then you have to pay 15%. If you don't, then you just pay 9% on the corporate tax, on the company
Right.
profit.
Right. 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 Okay. So there are so many people who are currently moving from India, from Pakistan, from these countries. Can you hear me?
Mm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there are so many people who are moving right now from Pakistan because of the vulnerable political conditions and because of the extreme taxes and the high rates of electricity and gas over here. So, if somebody
Mhm.
wants to move to Hungary, what do you think there should be the planning? What should be the perspective? What should be they should be prepared for? And what are the opportunities for any person who could come to Hungary? What they could do, any educated person.
Any person or someone from the Indian subcontinent?
From the subcontinent. I'm from Pakistan. So, what would you suggest if somebody wants to move to a country like Hungary? What should be one should be planning about it?
Well,
Right. What
yeah,
sort
you
of
better
jobs
you
are
better
there? Is
you
there
better
any?
speak you better speak good English. You better speak good
Okay.
English, and
Okay.
because English is important here. If you
Okay.
can, if you are young and if you have time, learn Hungarian,
Hmm.
and don't expect that you can stay here because they might just reject you and deport you or just
Hmm.
ask you to leave
Right.
without extending the residence permit. And
We are
other
talking
than
about
that,
only legal immigration. We are only talking about legal immigration. Why would they deport us if we would do all of these things very legally?
yeah, I mean, from non-European countries, they can just say you cannot stay here anymore if they would want to.
Okay.
I mean, it's all bureaucracy. You don't know why. You
Right.
don't know who made the decision, why they made the decision. They can just say it and that's it.
Right. Right. Great. Talking about your business, Rustam, you were doing e-commerce, and if somebody wants to start a business like you, uh, how should they do all that stuff? What should be the first step?
Depends on the situation someone is in. If somebody is in a Western country, then
Hmm.
he just has to quit his job and start. If someone
Hmm.
is from India, for example, I don't know where he's living there and what
Mm-hmm.
family he might have, so it depends. But
Mm-hmm.
if he's
Mm-hmm.
very poor, then I suggest he moves away and gets to Europe and says he's a refugee from Afghanistan or something like that, or he just saves a lot of money and then just gets started, or he makes himself Fiverr account and just uses his free time besides his job as much as possible without going to the bar or something like that and waste his time.
Right.
Just work as much as possible, put as much time as possible into your business, and just experiment a lot. Don't give up because you are demoralized or whatever.
Right.
And don't listen to your parents, don't listen to your friends, don't listen to anyone. Just be truthful to
Listen to your
yourself.
heart only.
Yes, just be truthful to yourself. You know the answers. If you
Right.
ask yourself what you have to do, you know the answers if you are really truthful to yourself. It's not like people don't know the answers. They are just insecure or whatever, and then they make bad decisions. But everybody actually knows what he has to do.
Right. I couldn't agree more on this matter. But your the store, I will leave the link of your store in the description. Is it on Shopify or you are doing WooCommerce? What sort of store is that actually?
It is a Shopify store, and I
Hmm.
sell print-on-demand clothing,
Okay.
like for people that like to hike, mountain
Hmm.
bike, and stuff like that, to
Hmm.
German people.
Right. So did you buy some a printing machine for that, or you are outsourcing all that printing job to somebody?
It is print on demand. That means I work with suppliers, like for example, Printful, the biggest one as far as I know. And how it works is I have my online store.
Hmm.
I put on products that don't exist. I put my
Hmm.
designs on the mock-ups, on the t-shirts and stuff like that. It's all just
Right.
virtual. They don't exist. And when someone buys, then I basically put an electronic connection to my supplier through Shopify,
Right.
through the app, and the supplier then knows, okay, this person has bought this product with this design. Then they print and then they ship it to this
Right.
buyer, to this customer.
Right. And how do you market this business? You're using TikTok or Facebook ads or Instagram. How you are doing?
Currently, for the most part, it's Google Ads and it's Google SEO and email marketing. In the beginning, it
Right.
was Facebook ads. In the beginning,
Okay.
um, but over time, that's how it developed. Because Facebook ads, you have to put in a lot of time into Facebook ads. You have to
Hmm.
always test new stuff, deactivate, test new campaigns,
Hmm.
new ads, new text, and so on. With Google Ads, it's different. You just start the campaign and it's running, and that's it. You don't do anything with Google. And with Google SEO, obviously, as well, you don't do anything. You just set up the pages, and then
Right.
the pages are there, and then Google does what Google does. You might collect backlinks and stuff like that. But I have made sure that it's as automated as possible so I can focus on continuing to grow my business instead of doing like maintenance stuff, just to make sure
Right.
everything stays and works. I don't really like to be static and to
Hmm.
maintain stuff. I like to grow.
You're
I like
you're doing this marketing on your own, or do you have any some person you have hired some marketer for all this?
I have done everything by my own. I had just one time I
Okay.
worked with a Facebook ads agency,
Hmm.
but I stopped with them after 2 months because they didn't really do a good job. So I stopped. And I had an email marketing agency for 2 years, and now I
Mhm.
took over from them as well because all the campaigns already exist. I just have to reuse the campaigns from last year, and that's it. So it's basically all automated as well.
Right. So which tool you are using for email marketing? MailChimp or any other?
Klaviyo.
Klaviyo. Klaviyo. Oh, that's great. That's great. So I have often heard that email marketing gives you more return as compared to Facebook and Instagram and Google Ads. Is that true?
Gives you more return.
Yeah,
That's what you
the
asked.
return. I mean, the more conversion, the return in terms of the value. I said the return on investment. I say.
Depends on how you got the customers into your list and what the quality is and what the quality of your campaigns is. But if you have a good email list with high quality people inside of the list, let's say a lot of customers that previously bought a product, and
Right.
your campaigns are okay, at least okay, minimum okay, or whether they are good, then you can definitely make a lot of money with email marketing because you don't pay anything other than Klaviyo. You just have to send
Right.
out campaigns, and you can have a very high return on ad spend. Not really on ad spend, ROI, return on investment.
Right. So
If
how
you
do you generate leads for that?
I personally, I have email pop-up and
Mhm.
just people that buy products, their email list, give me their email list, their email, and that's
Mhm.
how I get them basically as lead. So even if they don't buy, they put their email in, and then I have their email. So even if they jump from the cart or jump from the checkout and don't buy, I still have their email, and then I can attack them with my email spam.
Yeah, the abandoned cart sequence. You do the retargeting. Right. Okay, so it's pretty impressive, Rustam, because you hardly invested anything in the inventory. As you said that you didn't buy any sort of products. Whatever people buy, they don't actually exist in first place. When you get the order, you get all that printed, and then you pick them. Do you deliver that on your own, or even the delivery is outsourced? The printers deliver your product to the customers, or you do that on your own self. Thank you.
The printing, the suppliers, they all do everything by themselves. They print, they ship with my logo, and customers receive it and they think I have shipped it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It is actually I have shipped it, but through a other company that helps me, that works for me, let's say that way.
Right. So, how much do you make if you want to answer that? What is the investment? What is the expense every month, and what you are making through this Shopify business?
I mean, with this store, with this main store I have, I am almost with the same numbers for the last 2 years. It is like around 500,000 revenue a month in euros. And
€500,000.
yeah,
Oh,
it's a little bit more. And the profit is like 20%.
okay. So the 500,000 is the total sales, and
Not a month, a
20.
year. A year. Did I say a month? I mean a year. Annual,
Okay,
annual
okay,
half a
okay,
million.
okay, okay. 500,000 a year, and 20% is the say you. That means that 100,000 euro is your annual income. If I say that 20% of that, right?
Yeah, so far,
100.
unfortunately, that was the only
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was the
That's
only
even
number.
that. Even that is very good. That is very good. Which means that per month you must be earning 8.3. So you are earning almost 8 grand every month, right?
Yeah, like 10,
8 to 10.
something like
I
that.
just calculated the average. That's great. That's great. No, to
But I
my
mean, for me,
audience,
it's not much. For me, it's not much, and I continue to reinvest a lot because I want to make more.
okay.
It's nothing
So do
for
you
me.
where do you reinvest? Do you do the real estate or any stocks? Where do you reinvest all
I tried different strategies. For example, have also expanded on print-on-demand platforms like
that?
Merch by
Okay.
Amazon, on
Mm-hmm.
Etsy, and I tried to make new stores before the whole artificial
Mm-hmm.
intelligence thing started. I want to make new stores, but then I decided, okay, that makes no sense because of artificial intelligence, how it develops. If I could focus on this now, I will miss the whole AI revolution and what all the possibilities that are coming with it. So right now I'm
Right.
learning a lot about AI. I learned how to code in a few weeks. Python I learned
Right.
in a few weeks to code, and I learn about AI a lot and how to use the tools. And I want to teach people how to use AI and how to make money with AI. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to be a teacher.
That's great. So have you started yourself earning money through AI in some form?
Well, I'm basically earning with AI because I connected my print-on-demand store with AI. I'm making the designs now with AI. So the email
Obviously.
marketing runs for a big part with AI.
Right. Right. That's fair. 10,000 euros is too much for a person living in a third world country because I've just converted that into Pakistani rupees. That becomes 30 lakh of 3 million, 3 million Pakistani rupees. That becomes 10,000 euro becomes 3 million Pakistan. That is hell of a money for a person living here. Uh, and the cost of living in our country is not that much. We do have difficulties with the inflation, but I still say, as compared to the European and American countries, the cost of living in the countries like India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, that is pretty less,
Mm.
surprisingly. Anyhow, talking about AI, what if somebody wants to start learning? As you said that you have already started, what should be the starting point of learning that stuff? What should be the first step if somebody wants to learn AI?
Yeah, there are different things you can do in AI. If you want to be an expert, like machine learning
Okay,
expert, then you can
okay,
watch all the YouTube videos and learn how to code and learn how to make your own AIs. Or if you just want to make money with AI and you don't care about the programming part and stuff like that, you can learn how specific AI tools work, experiment. There are a lot of free AI tools. They are not, they don't cost anything. Watch YouTube videos about new AI tools regularly. Go on, go on Twitter and subscribe to the AI people there that are fanatically posting about AI all the time, and just be part of this group, basically, of this movement, AI movement, and be obsessed by it. Learn as much as possible, experiment as much as possible, then decide what are
right,
you going to how do you want to make money with it. Let's say you want to do print on demand, then decide, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on Etsy, create AI
right,
designs that are unique, test them on a lot of different products, put them on Etsy, and then see what happens.
right. So, which print-on-demand service you are using? Are you using Teespring or any other service, any local company that does things for you?
I'm using Printful. Printful is the best.
Printful. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just search it. Printful. Yes, it is a company called Printful. Custom print on demand and drop shipping. That's great. And the country, okay, it's from California. It's an American company. Okay. So Printful, that I've got a new idea for my video. I will be making a tutorial on this, or maybe you can make one as you are already doing. You said that you wanted to become a teacher. So have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, or you already have one?
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel and also other channels like TikTok and stuff like that. So
Right,
I'm just getting now into practice basically.
into practice. And this podcast episode is one of the very first steps of that practice because you
Yeah,
are good at the
exactly.
you are good on the camera, but you just need to learn to smile a little bit more like that. That is lagging most of the time. Okay.
Okay.
Rustam, finally, what are your future plans now? From here on, where we would see Rustam after a year from this day?
Well, you will see me driving a Bugatti on the streets of
Bugatti.
Budapest. Yeah,
Wow.
you will see me driving a Bugatti on the streets of Budapest.
What is the cost of a Bugatti?
I'm not exactly sure. I think there are different models, but
Yeah.
some cost 1 million, I think. Some cost 5 million.
Oh, and you see, whenever somebody starts earning good, we go into the comfort zone. What is the real source of motivation for you? What gets you moving to earn that?
What motivates me, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. What motivates you to get going? Like you said that you have a dream of driving a Bugatti on the Budapest in Budapest. Uh, what actually motivates you to do all that stuff that you are aiming for?
Well, good question. I think that's
Yeah.
very, I can answer that in detail and that will take a long time to answer. But if I
We have
just,
we have to we have time. We have time. You can
okay,
tell me what is that? Yeah.
I mean, I have different theories, but I would
Okay.
say everyone wants that. And the reason why most people are not doing that is because of different issues they have with themselves. And I just don't
Hmm.
have these issues, or I have less of these issues because I fixed them and I continue to fix them. And for example,
Right.
self-esteem issues, self-belief issues,
Right.
self-discipline, and this type of things. I think if people would not have these issues, they would all do that. They would become millionaires, billionaires. They would not necessarily buy a lot of material stuff, but they would make a lot of money, secure their future, secure their family, and
Right.
have purposeful, good goals, great goals, and just live a great life.
Great. That's a very good theory, and I literally learned so much from you today, Rustam. Uh, what I really learned from you is that one should never ever stick oneself to a certain scenario, certain conditions which are difficult for you. You should always be seeking ways to improve yourself. Like you said that you didn't like getting yourself educated, you didn't like schools, you didn't like your country, but you always had a room to grow, right? So that would be all, Rustam. That was really a productive discussion. Thank you so much for being on the show. If you have any final advice to my audience, one final nugget of awesomeness, the mic is yours. Over to you. Any advice
Okay.
to the budding entrepreneurs?
Thank you very much as well. What can be my final words? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you can cut it out if you don't want to have it on the show, but
No, no. I won't. I won't
I
cut
would
it. I
just
won't
say,
cut it because I want to keep it very natural. Okay, this interview is not scripted. I wanted to keep it very natural. So speak your heart out, whatever you have in your mind and heart. What is your advice to the budding entrepreneur? Just go ahead. The mic is yours.
Yeah, I would just say grow balls and go after it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So, guys, grow the balls and just get going. Thank you so much, Rustam, for
Yeah.
being with me. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talk. Thank you.
Thank you as well. It was a nice conversation.